Mirror the reflection of the law. If I back it up, is it fat enough? That's when I throw it back. Is it fast enough? If I speed it up, can you handle that? You ain't ready for this work now. Watch me throw it back, throw it back, throw it back, throw it back.
Okay, let's go. This is gonna be nice. It's nice. I actually used these ice cubes are coconut milk ice cubes. Coconut milk ice cubes. Coffee. It works. Yes. Hello everybody, what is up, and welcome back to my trading journal. Good to see you guys. Oh, the sun is popping, and I know it's been a hot minute, and that's for a very good reason. Because you guys know that I've been working on my NFT, I've been working on creating a book for you guys, which I have been able to, well, which I could then mint, then offer to you guys as an NFT to be kind of part of my inner circle. And annoyingly, Mintable is doing a whole madness. If anybody here is connected to Mintable, I've been talking to Derek for a good 3 weeks now about my NFT. I created 10 tokens that would give you access to my book. And yeah, says it's been confirmed, says the NFT exists, where it at though? So they're really trying to work out what's going on behind the scenes. So Derek, I need that follow-up ASAP, please. If everyone could just like tag Mintable in this post, in this video, then that would be great. We need them to pay attention to what's going on here. They've marketed Mintable as a really easy space to create your own NFTs, and it was the most complex thing I think I've ever done. I did like a whole video for it as well, like documenting the whole process and how this is gonna be so easy, blah, blah, blah. And it just really wasn't, and that's why I haven't posted anything, because it's just been a bit like, feeling like shit, because you just wanna get your stuff out there into the world, you know, and there's like a real backlog of stuff. Okay, so NFT process still underway, still doing that. However, another addition is that I managed to buy my car. So I don't know if any of you guys follow me over on Afro is Massive, which is my other page where it's a bit more like me and my life and outside of my trading life. And I also didn't post about it over on the Trade Creatives page because, shout out to compliance, we are not allowed to make income claims. We're not allowed to show cars, watches, any of the cool bougie stuff that we kind of like to be doing and enjoying alongside our trading journeys, which is fine. I totally understand it. You know, there's a reason why we're working really hard to change the face of Forex and to kind of remove it from these kind of stereotypes. However, I did treat myself for my birthday this year, and I actually managed to get myself a brand new car, which is so exciting. I absolutely love it, and it just feels like such a testimony to the trading process, and knowing that whatever it is that you are aspiring towards, you are going to be able to get that. You are going to be able to achieve that. It's crazy because I remember that video that I did a couple of years ago about things I would buy with my trading profits. One of those was a G-Wagon, I believe. And please believe a G-Wagon is still on my list, but there's a reason why I chose not to get a G-Wagon and I instead went for this car. Maybe I should talk about that in a separate video. Also, I should talk about how I was able to buy this car using cryptocurrency. Another story for another day. Let me know in the comment section if you want that video. But me being able to achieve that target on my vision board wouldn't have been accessible if it hadn't been for my trading psychology. And that is exactly what I wanted to talk about in this video today. So this particular video is for a specific follower named Kingsley, what up, who personally messaged me saying, you said you would do a video about trading psychology. So here it is for you. This is the video on trading psychology, okay? And I actually really appreciate the kick up the bum, so thank you. And you know what, funnily enough, trading psychology is one of my favorite topics to talk about, really. It's one of those things that is really underestimated within the trading space. I think a lot of people still want to learn off of YouTube, try and figure it out by themselves, which I get is totally admirable and it's fine, but there's a reason why the majority of people aren't succeeding when they go down that road. There's a reason why YouTube isn't churning out lots of millionaire traders, and that's just the fact. And that's because the trading psychology is not instilled. It usually, being by yourself and figuring out on one's Jack Jones means that you're not really being held accountable by anybody or to anybody, especially when it comes to your strategy and your strategy management. Now, whenever I do these videos, I don't really tend to have any like scripts or anything going, so I'm just gonna kind of riff on what my thoughts are around trading psychology. If you are somebody that gets kind of down and out about your process and you find that you are struggling mentally to keep on top of your journey, then this really could be the video for you. I want you to know that I was not that person that saw instant results. I really wasn't, and everybody else around me was doing so so well with their trading. However, what I will say is, where are those same people now? Those same people who were doing incredibly well at the start of my journey, the majority of them aren't here anymore. The majority of them aren't trading. Why? Because the majority of them gave up. There's a reason why they say 95% of traders fail, and that's because the majority of people do give up on their process. They do give up on their journey before they've even had a chance to realize their success. I put down my own trading success not down to me, but purely for the fact that I'm just consistent, and I also just do as I'm told. I'm a really good dance student, and I do as the teacher tells me, and I apply that within the trading space as well. Whatever my trading educators tell me to do, I will just execute without giving a second thought, because that's what being coachable comes down to. That's what humility comes down to. Being humble, we have to remember, is not a personality trait. People go around like, I'm humble, I'm humble. Humility is a skill, and it's the ability to recognize when you need to follow and pay attention to what you're seeing around you and acknowledge that you don't have something, and be prepared to do the work in order to achieve something. That is what humility is. I think people like to wear the word humble as like this badge of honor, which makes them exempt from any other excuses sometimes, especially in the trading world, when actually humility is something that you really can see from those who are successful in the industry, because they are consistently coachable, they are consistently students. Wow, listen to me riff and ramble on about this shit. You can tell I care about it because it's so important. In Trade Creatives, we have some amazing systems, we've got an amazing ecosystem, we've got an amazing structure that literally, on my heater, it's too hot for the heater, that literally hand holds every single newbie through the steps to grow an account from £200 to £1,000 in the first 90 days. 90 days, I had 90 days, bada bing, bada boom. And then we also have other investment opportunities which you can then use to create your own financial ecosystem and put one bit of money into another pot and put that bit of money into another pot and use that pot to pay for more crypto, which we learn from our crypto educators, and use another pot to fund our other trading accounts. There's a whole like waterfall of money. There is a waterfall of cash. However, those who lack a good trader's psychology will never be able to maintain that waterfall, will never be able to maintain those resources because they lack the mindset. So what makes good traders' psychology? That's a good question. As I said, come in coachable. And I see this so much more than I would like to admit. The people who come into formal Forex education, who already have some sort of background knowledge from YouTube, tend to come in less coachable, and therefore they are the ones who fail the fastest. And that's just the tea right there, ladies and gentlemen. From what I've seen as a mentor, those who come in as a completely blank slate tend to do the best at being traders. Some kids being noisy outside. Who cares? So those who come in with absolutely zero knowledge, they're often quite scared. They're like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I really want to do this and I'm scared. They tend to be the best students, and therefore they just hit the ground running, and they just tend to be independent a lot more quickly. It's really fascinating to watch. But those who come in, you know, feeling that they already know it all, bring with it resistance. They bring friction, because they're not receptive to the information that's going to really help them in the long run. So that is always something that I will say. Being coachable, being the best student that you can be, will ensure that you will have good trader psychology, because the market is always right. Every day we are being coached by the market. It is throwing new opportunities at us with completely different nuances, and no 2 days are the same in this industry. And I will always say that I am a student to the market. Even though, like, I'm coming into my third year now. My third year will start, or wait, will I finish third year? I will have finished my third year. I will have finished my third year at Forex University this August. So I'm still very much in that learning phase until I've had like a 5-year window. Until I can say that I've been trading for 7 years, I will never stop saying that I'm a student. And I've definitely learned that from the educators who have taught me. But at the end of the day, good trader psychology comes down to personal management. You have to remember that your trading account is a business. You are a business now. This isn't just like a fun hobby that's kind of cute, which, yes, I get it. It also can be like it. Well, it is a super cute, fun hobby. What am I talking about? But it's only a super cute, fun hobby when you're at the promised land of financial freedom and it's nice and it's doing bits for you every day. For the majority of people, that's not it. In order to get to that stage, you need to be able to manage yourself, manage your trades, manage your discipline, and that comes with good documentation, taking your screenshots for every single trade that you've taken, doing your analysis. I can't explain how disciplined and strict I am and we are as part of the Trade Creatives team. It is no good coming into the world of Forex and being willy-nilly about it, because that way you're going to get willy-nilly results. And from that, you're not going to be able to do a good bit of analysis based on your outcomes if you don't know what your processes even were. If you are the kind of person, if you look at your trading account, just open your MT4 or your MT5 and go into the history and go back to like last week. If you are looking at some trades and you're like, I can't even remember what that trade was. I can't even go anywhere and see what that trade was. I didn't leave a note for myself. Then you have bad trader psychology, and that is it. With all the love and hugs, you suck. But what I do, I'm very strict with my journaling. So I use Notion to do all of my documentation, and I make sure that even when I place a trade, let's say for example I set a pending order, I still go in and I document that pending order, the strategy, the time frame, the reason why, so that I will always remember what happened and why I'm entered into a particular position. I will also follow all of that up with screenshots. Provide yourself evidence. Give yourself the gift of evidence. Imagine, okay, for example, I know there are people out there who are testing strategies, for example. You know, you're trying this strategy over months and months and months, and then you're like, oh, this just isn't working. But you can't go back and look at your 100 screenshots that you would have had you just been disciplined from the get-go. Do yourself a favor, and by being strict with yourself now, it's going to make your job easier in the long run. Good documentation is literally where it's at. And documentation is also a skill. A lot of people tend to procrastinate on documentation and say, oh, I'll just do that later. And then you never get to it, and you're like, oh, I'll do that in the morning. You don't do it. And then the next week flies by and you've got all of these like open trade positions that you have no idea what's happened with them because you just buried your head in the sand about it, right? So let's break out of that habit. Understanding your bad habits, again, is going to be a great way for you to determine how to improve your trader psychology. So knowing, you know, do you hit the snooze button in the morning? Do you tend to procrastinate on tasks, on things you have to do around the house, on chores, on, you know, your bills? Do you procrastinate on your bills? That is such a huge thing. If you're not able to manage your finances now, how are you going to be able to manage your finances in the future? Which comes back to everything just being about good personal management. Another huge thing that we talk about in trading psychology is about patience. And we always say that patience pays. Patience pays, guys. It is the best tool that you will have in order to see success. By being patient, not only on the micro with your short-term trading positions, or even on the midway point with your kind of like swing trades, I'm talking on the macro. Give yourself 3 years. Give yourself 3 years. Please do not come into the world of Forex and try and get rich in a month. It's a whole lot of bullshit, and you're probably better off just going and getting a job that pays better, or a little side hustle. You know, mow your neighbor's lawn. They will give you money cash in hand. The easiest way to make money. Money is very easy to come by, especially if you're in the Western world with a mobile phone and the internet at your disposal. Money is very easy to come by. It's just about creating systems in order to attract it to you. So if you feel that money repels you, then something about you is repelling money. And a lot of the time, that will be your psychology. So what I want you to do is be patient and understand that if you are new in the Forex world, plan to be here for at least 3 years. Because no matter how old you are right now, you know, I started when I was 24. I knew that 27 was going to come whether I like it or not. So would I rather be 27 and a millionaire or 27 and broke? The option was up to me. Oh yeah, I turned 27 last month. Don't know if anybody caught that. You probably didn't. I'm 27 now. Hey. Yeah. No, 27 is going to be an amazing year. I've always said to myself that 27 is going to be my best year ever. And it certainly will be, because this year I am planning on hitting 7 figures. So I started trading when I was 24, and I knew that 27 was going to come whether I like it or not. So would I rather be 27 and broke because I gave up because the first 6 months was hard, or would I rather be 27 and a millionaire? Or 27 and knowing that I'm still giving it my best shot? Time is going to tick. Time is our biggest asset. It is the only thing we cannot get back, and it's something that you can actively leverage every single day. And if you know where you want to be in your future, then I would definitely recommend being patient and give yourself time. By applying a clock to yourself, saying I'm going to do this for a month and see if it works, You're not doing yourself any favors. That's actually a form of self-hate. You are setting yourself up to fail. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? It's like with my stunt work that I do. I'm currently training for the British Stunt Register. It's like a really hard, very, very hard process, and it's literally gonna break me. I had a cute little breakdown in my car the other day, but that is because you have to be qualified in 6 different physical areas to a level where you could teach or essentially be as good as Olympians. It's actually crazy. But I would never say, okay, I'm gonna do this for 1 month or I'm gonna do this for 3 months, and if I haven't passed the test by then I'm not gonna do it. Like, why would I set myself up to fail that way? I know that I'm giving myself 2 years to be able to smash out all of these different skills. It is a lot, and please know that even though you might not see me as much, this is why you should follow me on Instagram at Trade Creatives or at Afro is Massive. I post on there every single day. So if you want to become obsessed with me and my life, feel free. I post on my stories every single day to provide evidence that I am working my ass off all the time. I do not stop. And that's because I would never give advice to you guys saying, do your best, try your hardest, work every day, if I was just sat on my ass doing nothing. It's just not possible. I promise you, I'm working so hard in so many different areas, but that's also because of my psychology. I've just taken up so much of my time right now with stunt work and training and trampolining and horse riding and flipping and dancing, like all of this stuff that I'm doing alongside my trading. Trust me, you can be the busiest person in the world and still be a successful trader. Literally, I am testimony to that. But what I mean by that is I cannot not put in 100% effort into everything that I do. And there's a reason why they call it the 1%, you know? And I've really realized this along my trading journey and witnessing the people who just come and go, come and go. I'm not talking about in Trade Creatives because we do very well. I'm talking about like in general, there's a very big community and people come and go all the time, you know? And there's a reason why there is that saying of the cream will always rise to the top, because only the 1% of people do the 1% of work that gets them 1% of the result. Does that make sense? 90% of people won't do 90% of the work, and that's just it. And I think it's really, really sad. I think it's really sad because by giving up on your trading journey, by giving up on your investment journey, you are saying to yourself that you deserve a life of lack. You deserve a life that is less than. You're saying you don't deserve your dreams. You don't actually want your dreams. A lot of people start trading because they have kids and then they actually quit on themselves and they're like, oh, it's because of my kids, I can't do this anymore. So you're actually gonna blame your children for why you're not successful or why they're gonna have less than in the future. That's actually crazy to me. And I know that everyone's situation is different. Everyone has excuses. And if everybody has their excuses, then therefore the excuses do not count anymore. If that's the common denominator, then it wipes the slate clean. So what next? Everyone's got their bag. Everyone's got their shit going on. So what next? A lot of the time our problems do come down to money. But actually, when you know that there is a space that is so abundant that can actually fix your financial problems, what's the problem? And a lot of the time it's traders having, you know, a bad run with their trading, let's say. They're just having a run of stop losses, which is fine. It's normal. You cannot expect to have good trades all the time. It's just not true. It's not possible. Even I have a bad week. I had a pretty bad trading week last week. This week's been a great trading week so far. But the thing is, you have to stick around the bad times in order to see the good times. It comes and goes. Like Bitcoin has its retracements, even though it's been continually bullish, you know? We need to breathe out in order to breathe in, and you're going to have downs before you see ups, and that's just it right there. If you're telling yourself that trading doesn't work and it's this person's fault, it's that person's fault, it's this educator's fault, he told me to get into the trade, and oh, my alert didn't go off, it's that thing's fault. And actually, by pointing the finger instead of pointing the thumb at yourself, that shows that you actually have the employee mindset. Do you have an employee mindset? When we are employed by somebody, we go into an office that is provided for us. We sit down at a desk with a computer and stationery that is provided for us in order to do work, and then we get given money at the end of the month. The trading world is not like being employed. Nothing is given to you. Yes, the educators may give you an opportunity to go and do your own analysis and decide if you're going to take the trade or not, but you are 100% responsible. You are your own account manager. You are your own asset manager. And unlike a job, the market doesn't pay you for your time, it pays you for your edge. So understanding where your psychology is currently at in terms of what your expectations are from the market. The market will only bless you if you are consistent and dedicated and strict with your strategy, strict with yourself. Whereas regardless, you can do a terrible job at work and still know that you're going to get paid at the end of the month, and that's just it, you know. A lot of people, I think, bring the employee mindset into the trading world, and that's why they're not successful. The psychology's got to shift. This is why I say I had to fire my past self. I had to fire my past self. She was not good enough. She was good, she did bits, she got me far enough, she got me a house, which is pretty good. But in order to become a successful trader, I had to let a lot of my ego and a lot of my lack of humility and a lot of all this other stuff go that just wasn't serving me in the market. There's a reason why I cried a lot in my first 6 months, and that's because I was in a process of unlearning and breaking down and becoming a new person, becoming the trader that I was supposed to be. And this game is hard, guys, but it's actually never been easier than ever before. I literally say to all of our newbies, like, it has never been this easy. We have got structures in place that fund your education, can boost your trading account. We've got all sorts of shenanigans going on right now to go alongside our trading, alongside our Forex and our crypto trading and education. It's actually never been easier. And if anything, I think it's too easy right now. I think it's too easy because people, despite having all of this ease to access to money, are still complaining, and I just don't get it. I just really don't get it. But that's because, I don't know. But I think that comes with a lack of gratitude. I also want to say, no, I'm not finger pointing to anyone in Trade Creatives. That's not us. Guys, we good. I love you guys. We have our Trade Creators Breakfast Club every single morning, the TCBC, what up? And we have a really good time marking up our PZs. We had a TCNT hit Trade Take Profit today, which then gave us a nice new PZ as well. So we have a lot going on. It's really nice that actually everyone is so plugged in, and we're keeping really on top of the markets. Like, we know exactly where every currency pair is sat right now. We know what we're waiting for. We know what we're expecting for our long-term positions and how we can take multiple plays in the short term with that as well. This morning we had a GBP NZD TP here. It was a TCNT, which has now triggered a potential PZ. So we're waiting for the shift. It's really, really exciting. And if you want to learn about what all of this code means, hit me up in the DMs over on Instagram at Trade Creatives, not any other versions of Trade Creatives that you see, because people are scamming you. Don't get scammed, talk to me. Can't remember what the whole point was of all of that. Oh yeah, but I say that it has actually never been easier. I started trading when actually it was really, really hard. I started when IM Academy looked like Windows 95. It was black with green writing and it said IML. Like, I joined back in the day when it was sketchy, okay? Now it has actually never been easier, and we've got so many different systems in place to support our newbies, which is incredible. So if you would like to, you know, start a trading journey where you are very, very cushioned and it's a lot of fun too, then let me know, okay? That's kind of it for my trader psychology talk right now. Like I said, I don't have a script, I don't plan for these. I'll have probably more things that come up. Those are kind of the things off of the top of my head that I can think about, and hopefully this has served you guys well. I promise I am trying to get these NFTs out and then a video that shows you how to mint your own NFTs. Mintable are just doing the most right now, so I'm having to be patient and wait. Guys, patience pays. But I have plenty of mentors who teach me about trader psychology. You know, we've got Patrick Kenny, who's one of our favorite educators in the IM platform. We've got our coach Kofi. You can find him over on TikTok. I am Coach Kofi. You can also find me on TikTok as well. I'm giving out little bits of advice and tips and tricks here and there. I've got like 15,000 followers on TikTok now, which is kind of wild. So if you want to be on part of the TikTok crew, follow me over on TikTok. I post there every single day. If you want to hit me up on Instagram, I'm there as well. Slide into the comments here. I check up on every single comment, and I also try and delete as many of those bot accounts as possible. They're so annoying. But yeah, like I said, guys, please stay safe. Please don't get scammed by anybody. If you want to actually have a conversation with me, book a Zoom call with me via the Trade Creators website or with me personally on Instagram, because I'm here to help if anybody wants it or needs it. Trader psychology is one of my favorite things to talk about. So maybe, you know, I still love doing my YouTube lives, but maybe we should take things over to Twitch. I do like hanging out on Twitch, to be fair. Oh, another update. I got an American Express gold card. Oh, bloody hell. Another video to talk about. We'll do this another day, talking about credit cards and how I'm actively using them to be paid even more. But that's kind of it from me, guys, for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and yeah, good luck out there. Please stay safe on the charts, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Listen to your heart, mirror the reflection